and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir. No, sir.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the last public business meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're starting off with a presentation tonight. This is an opening of a new business in Frostburg. Commissioner Brody, you want to?
Yes, we have some, we're proud to present, we got a young entrepreneur that's starting to make a real impact in our community. So we'd like to welcome Tyler Weimer up here to the podium tonight. Sir, please come on up and tell us what you got going on up the road. So.
Thank you, Creed.
Yes, sir.
So as Creed mentioned, my name is Tyler Weimer. I'm born and raised in Allegany County. I graduated Mountain Ridge High School in 2013 and then Frostburg State in May of 2017. And then afterwards, I decided to stick around and get more involved in our family business. And despite taking a public speaking course at Frostburg State a few years ago, I'm not very great at it, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. So recently, my brother and I acted on an opportunity to purchase a warehouse facility located in Frostburg. Some of you may be familiar with this location. It was the former Hunter Douglas, and then after that, the Quest building. But it's been empty and vacant for a few years now. So we bought this building with intention of leasing the space to a company whose needs it would fulfill. And fortunately, we were able to do this and more almost immediately. So we partnered with the Riddells of Total Biz Fulfillment in a long-term lease of this warehouse space. And Mr. Paul Riddell is actually here with us today, and in a moment I'm going to let him come up and elaborate on his company and this new opportunity to locate in Allegany County. On our end, we were able to create 2 full-time positions as a result of this deal. My family are strong supporters of our local communities, and as for my brother and I, we are very fortunate and proud to be able to help provide and aid economic development and growth in Allegany County. So with that, I would like to introduce Mr. Paul Riddell of Total Biz Fulfillment to explain a little bit more about his company and what this opportunity is. Thanks.
Great.
Well, thank you very much, Tyler, for that introduction. Thank you, and County Commissioners for having us here. You know, we're really excited about the opportunity to be expanded into Frostburg and to Allegany County. Total Biz Fulfillment, we have 2 warehouse locations in Garrett County right now, and feel like this will be a great complement for us. Total Biz Fulfillment is a third-party logistics provider that supports manufacturers in the children's toy, gifts, and housewares industries. We support them by being their North American distribution facility. And so we were glad when the building opened up in Frostburg, and very thankful to Tyler Weimer and the Weimer Group for needing a tenant, because we certainly needed the extra room to expand. And based on the current projections, we're expecting to start 15 full-time positions next January. And then we're hoping that it's going to eventually grow up to about 20 to 25 full-time positions. And there'll be certainly a lot of residual positions as well. They might be up at our Garrett County corporate office. But so I think it'll be a win-win for the community and the state of Maryland. And I'm a Frostburg resident as well, so it's nice to be closer to home. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, sir. We're really thrilled about this. I know when we originally talked to the Weimer family about, I don't know, 8, 10 months ago, a year ago, so they've probably been looking at it for a little longer than that. There was a couple obstacles that they had to overcome, and they did so, made it easy. There was, everything through this transition was very easy on county government. I mean, we we usually get tasked with having to do everything. We didn't have to do nothing.
Right.
So, Tyler, we're going to look forward to many more years of you and Austin being here at the mic and announcing what's coming. And when you get Brady out of school and get him off the front page of the paper for scoring all those soccer goals in a game, we'll have all three of you up here. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Sunday is Veterans Day. We have Miss Susan Lee, please.
Thank you, Commissioners. It is my distinct privilege to read the names of these Allegany County employees who have identified themselves as veterans of service in the United States Armed Forces, who have served the nation with honor and at great personal sacrifice. If you are in the audience tonight, please stand when your name is called. Richard E. Beckwith III, Public Works, Engineering, U.S. Air Force, 6 years. Robert D. Beeman, Sheriff, Corrections, United States Marine Corps, 4 years. Roger L. Bennett, Emergency Services, Deputy Director Operations, United States Navy, 24 years. Christopher M. Biggs, Emergency Medical Services, United States Navy, 7 years. Richard J. Blayhut, Public Works, Roads, U.S. Air Force, 24 years. Andre N. Campbell, Sheriff Corrections, U.S. Army, 8 years. Randy D. Cutter, Sheriff's Patrol, United States Marine Corps, 3 years. Harold W. Dixon III, Sheriff Patrol, U.S. Army, National Guard, 21 years. Brian S. Dolchek, Sheriff Corrections, U.S. Army, 3 years. Stephanie L. Frost, Sheriff Corrections, U.S. Army, 2 years. Gerald M. Joy, Gaming, U.S. Air Force, 6 years. Travis L. Lindner, Circuit Court, U.S. Air Force, 7 years. George C. McGee, Public Works, Roads, U.S. Army, 4 years. Michael L. Powell, Emergency Services 911 Communications, United States Navy, 6 years. Robert J. Pritchard, Sr., Sheriff Corrections, U.S. Navy, 20 years. Keith A. Raines, Public Works, Roads, U.S. Army, 3 years. Wade E. Sibley, Sheriff Patrol, United States Marine Corps, 5 years. Daniel Seamer, United States Navy and the United States Marine Corps, 6 years, Emergency Services, Emergency Medical Services. Melody Seamer, Emergency Services, 911 Communications, United States Marine Corps, 4 years. D. Craig Simpson, Sheriff Patrol, U.S. Air Force, 4.5 years. William R. Valentine, County Commissioner, U.S. Army, 6 years. Frederick H. Voss, State's Attorney, U.S. Navy, 5 years. Reinhold Wohlman, Sheriff Corrections, U.S. Army, 20 years. And I am Susan Lee. I am in Emergency Services, the Deputy Director of Administration, and I was honored and privileged to have served in the United States Navy for 4 years. And I now invite all veterans present who are not employees to stand and be recognized. And we thank you so much for your service. In closing, we would just like to remember the observance of Veterans Day is an expression of faith in democracy, faith in American values, and faith that those who fight for freedom will defeat those whose cause is unjust. I ask that the names of these veterans be spread across the minutes of this meeting to honor and express our sincere gratitude to all veterans for their unwavering commitment to country, justice, and democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Item number 3, Sierra Wigfield. She's going to give an update on our 2018 tire disposal event.
Good evening. So the last time Allegany County held a tire event was in 2013, and we collected around 4,800 tires. It's been 5 years, and this time we collected around double that, 8,799 tires were collected on October 6th at the fairgrounds in a matter of 5 hours. It's a lot of tires in a very little time. This was actually a county-funded event. People did pay $1 a tire to help subsidize some of the costs, but it costs around $3 to recycle a tire. So thank you guys for footing the bill. We are actually the only county in Maryland that has citizen tire days like this where we fund it. People usually wait for MDE or MES to step in and fund these, so thank you. So I'm trying to untrain everybody about these events because I think the problem is they're like, we can get rid of them for $1 or free if we just wait. I don't see any tire events in the near future being funded, so you can call me. $3 for a tire, any size. I'll take it with the rim, on or off. Just call, make an appointment. I usually need about a day's notice. And like, let's see, my record is 130 tires. I dare you to beat it. Anyway, it was an interesting event. It was really successful. We actually started a little early. We were supposed to start at 9, 8:25. There were like plenty of cars in the gate. We started letting them through. I literally had 2 boatloads of tires. 2 people had like John boats full of tires, so that was a fun fact. Let's see here, over 24% of participants brought 20 tires, which was the maximum, so a quarter of the people showed up, had 20. And when I asked, hey, do you have more than 20? Because I thought that was a very interesting number. They probably had more, so we handed out these handy automotive recycling and disposal guides, which have how to get rid of tires, plus a bunch of other things that we offer on recycling on an ongoing basis. And on the back is electronics recycling, which I'm also encouraging people not to hoard for an event, but we have ongoing electronics recycling in the county. I don't want to leave these flyers. Some right here. So please take. Anyway, so yeah, so anyway, it was overall a very successful event. I hope to have another successful event at the fairgrounds next year, pending budgets, and it won't be for tires or electronics. So anyway, any questions?
Yes. One question, please.
When you recycle your tires, are they recycled back into oil, or are they recycled into rubber, or is they recycled and the metal used out of them?
Yeah, well, they go to Emmanuel Tire in Baltimore, and they have several things. They could be tires to energy, which would be burning them, and they have scrubbers and ways to make that cleaner. But they also get ground up for tire mulch or made into animal bedding, playground material, and they also take the metal out of them. So there's a lot of other secondary purposes for tires.
Do you sell that to them, or do you give it to
I pay for somebody for a tractor trailer to move them to Baltimore.
They can't buy it from you? Or
no, it costs money to recycle tires to move them, so all in cost.
Yep.
So anyway,
Sierra,
yes,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For this. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
I got a question. This was not for commercial enterprises, was it?
No, no. On the poster, it was very clear that it's not for commercial or business tires.
You got the Weimer family.
Yeah.
They might.
That is very
That's
true.
right.
So yeah, it's for citizen drop-off, and I would like Allegheny County residents only to take me up on the $3 a tire. But yeah. So.
Citizens only. Okay. All right. On to item number 4, our action agenda. This is Resolution 18-34. This is fiscal year Cumberland Area Transportation Improvement Program Amendment.
Yeah, so MDOT SHA requested to add the project for Maryland 51 over CXX and by Canal Parkway to rehab that bridge. So we need to put it in the TIP so that they can obligate that funding and help fix that bridge. So if you guys can amend the TIP, then they can move on with the project.
Any discussion?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you, Sierra. All right, moving to our consent agenda. Mr. Butler.
Good evening, Commissioners. We have 7 items on the consent agenda this evening. Item number 5 is a federal fiscal year 2018 state Homeland Security grant acceptance, and I'd like to note that that requires no match from the county, so that is a $341,000 coming into the county by this grant. Item number 6 is a declaration of surplus real property. Item number 7 is a declaration of surplus vehicles. Item number 8 is revisions to the rules and regulations governing employees of Allegheny County, Maryland. Item number 9 is the Department of Public Works travel request. Item number 10 is a Finance Department travel request. And finally, item number 11 is a 2017 Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Grant Adjustment.
Any discussion?
No, sir. I'll make a motion we accept the consent agenda.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Rudd.
I have nothing.
Mr. Butler.
Commissioners, I do have one thing. So as you know, we have enlisted the services of Thomas P. Miller and Associates for a economic development strategic plan. This is a save the date reminder. As part of that plan, that we are eliciting not only the support and input of our partners in both the city and county, but also we have 2 open houses and public input dates. That is December 4th and December 5th. December 4th will be right in this building in this room, and December 5th is at the Lyric Building at Frostburg State, owned by Frostburg State University. So check the information. This will be on the website, but in order for this plan to really move forward and to really grab hold, we need the input, we desire the input of our partners and the public at large. So if you have a thought about economic development, here's your opportunity here to weigh in.
Absolutely. Great. Commissioner Valentine.
Nothing. It's been a slow stretch.
There we go. Commissioner Brody.
I'll keep this very short. First of all, I want to personally thank every veteran. Mr. Wilmot, thank you. I wish we could have named you as Kenneth Wilmot tonight as an honorary Allegany County employee for all your years of service. You're going to get that title tonight regardless. So thank you, sir. Second of all, Commissioner, congratulations on re-election. Look forward to that. And Commissioner, I've spent 8 proud years here with you, Bill, and I don't know how many more meetings we'll have, so I wanted to get this said tonight, sir. It's been an absolute privilege. So thank you very much. So
Absolutely.
that's all I have for this evening, sir.
Very good. Last week, Administrator Butler, Finance Director Bennett, myself, we traveled to New York. They were reviewing our bond ratings, so we should have those in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll have some good news. So that's ahead of our.
So you're telling us Jason's going to have us some money to spend?
I think so. I think it's going to be done here in the next few weeks, and that will be our borrowing basically at least for the next 3 or 4 years.
Get him first, Paul.
So.
That's why he's sitting there, right?
There's some road projects included in that, ACM Tech buildings included in that, some EMS capital stuff's included in that, as well as a bunch of other smaller items. So we certainly are staying under our debt affordability models, and we're going to keep doing that regardless of the maximums that they allow us. So we're going to stay on track. Okay, with that, our next public business meeting will be Thursday, November 29th at 5 p.m. That's after Thanksgiving. And we do have one person signed up this evening, Mr. Danny Williams. Please. Thank you.
I hate to break your record for having the shortest meeting on record for talking to you for a couple minutes, but we'll be out here before 5:30. My question is to Mr. Rudd and the new dude.
It also goes by Lee Beeman.
Attorney Lee Beeman is our assistant county attorney.
Glad you can make it, Lee. I would like to know what you two guys get your heads together and let me know so I can take this back to the gentleman who approached us, what rules or laws or whatever you want to call it, restrictions from the county's end of it for somebody who wants to put up a telecommunications tower in our fair metropolis. Right now, we have an ambulance with a $48,000 heart monitor on it we can't use because it has to be hooked in, it has to be able to hit a cell phone tower. I know Dick DeVore and everybody else has talked to everybody available trying to get them to hang a cell phone antenna on that 340-watt tower on top Bald Knob, which is actually on what's county ground. No, it was Dave Bond's ground. This gentleman approached us this past week and said, I own property on Big Savage. I own this piece of property down in Mount Savage. My friend and I want to put up a between 60 and 75 foot, I think we'll go with 60 for now, Mr. Rudd, communications tower, because he can hit the tower on Dan's to the tower that he has up further on the mountain above Savage and shoot right it down to this piece of property. And it would be a communications tower for Wi-Fi, all your computer, whatever stuff that needs to get bounced around like that. But he's also had spoken to one other cell phone outfit about them hanging a tower on it. It seems the major problem with the one on top of Bald Knob is its proximity to the state of Pennsylvania because of laws back and forth on them. This would be nowhere near where that is. This would be actually down, pretty much down in town, halfway up. He has a large piece of property there, and he asked me what he had to do, and I said, I'm not sure, but I'll be at the head shed today, and we'll talk to the powers to be, and have our legal outfit find out. It would be a freestanding tower. You don't have to worry about guide wires, other property, or any of that kind of stuff. But the gentleman is very much interested in teaming with his friend and putting this communications tower in our fair community.
Great.
Is there anything that we have to do on that bill? I mean, it's private property and it's nowhere near any other buddy's stuff.
Well, how about Lee or I get back to you and get more?
That's fine. Just whatever he needs to get, if you two guys would do your scheming and dreaming and put it together in black and white, so when I hand it to him and he comes back to the county and says, we want to put a communications tower up, everybody's on the same page. Fair enough?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Danny. That will happen. Does that happen to be Mr. Sloan's company that's interested in putting service into there?
I don't think. Pretty sure it's not.
Okay.
I know our half of it has nothing to do with it.
Right. No, because he's actually grown in leaps and bounds in the county, and I just.
He may be. I didn't ask you what.
Yeah.
I didn't want to influence what the scheme.
No, well, actually, it doesn't matter, because if we can get, that's been our goal for the last 5 years, to get cell phone service into Mount Savage. So.
Absolutely. All right, our next public business meeting is Thursday, November 29th. Meeting's adjourned.
Absolutely. I know that's who it is.